I'm choosing me first. And that gave me the courage that I'm not doing anything wrong. Therefore, I should stick with it.
So hello everyone, welcome to our CxO Real Talk podcast, and I'm Amira and I'll be your host for today. And right beside me I have Charlotte Ong. She's the founder of Orilogy. Okay, so we're gonna start our conversation and interview today. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, so I have a bit of question for you. I've heard that it has been quite an inspiring journey for you to starting out at Education 24. And how do you tend to start your business and how does it go by that?
It's quite a long story. I did started my business at 24, and at the time it was a pact with a friend many years ago, because when I was 16, 17, I met my really good friend who's my business partner today. And at the time we didn't have much, so in order for us to start making a bit of pocket money, a bit extra pocket money, we were doing a lot of MLM, we were doing a lot of direct selling. And during those kind of MLM direct selling sessions, they actually teach you a lot about business. They teach you a lot about numbers, for example. And even though we know that is something that we only want to do just to make for pocket money, it's not something we want to do forever, we promise each other that, you know what, one day we will start something real together. So the opportunity came about when we were both 24, and he was like, "Oi, this is really happening. Are you on?"
You start your business with a group of friends then?
I start my business with two other business partners, yes. So I didn't start it alone, which make it less scary, and it also make it a lot more fun.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It must have been nice for you to work with your friends and
Yes,
So
correct.
was it a really good journey back then?
It was fun.
It was fun.
We had nothing.
You had nothing?
We had nothing. We started with absolutely nothing. And even sales, we had to go one by one, just walk in, call numbers, and just introduce ourselves. It's quite scary, but knowing that we had each other actually make it quite fun.
Okay, interesting. Okay. What are your hobby and the activity that actually turned you from that break for you to be who you are right now? What do you do?
As a hobby,
An activity, any during your free time or whatsoever that leads to your journey right now?
I would say one of the biggest lifestyle that I have had since I was probably in college was actually going to the gym.
Going to the gym. Do you go to the gym every day?
I used to go at least 3-4 times a week because it was a group of friends and everyone was like, let's go. We were at Sunway, so the celebrity fitness was actually in the mall itself. So it's very convenient for us students to go, and at the time it was actually quite cheap. So we were like, hey, let's all go lah. We all want to lose weight. Like, okay, let's go, let's all go together. And eventually it became a bit of a habit that it actually feels good that you keep your body moving. I learned a lot through different types of workout as well. And I didn't really think too much about it back then. But lately, when things are a lot more intense, we are a lot more busy and we're all getting a little bit older, I feel that difference in having a very healthy body. So that inspired me quite a lot.
That inspired you. So basically you starting out your journey at a gym with a group of your friends.
Yeah.
That's what leads you today and how it has inspired you throughout your entire journey until now.
I would say that kept me very grounded, and it reminds me that health is really more important than anything else.
I agree. Health is important because you only have one health in your entire life. So that's how you come about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's actually how you started off your journey into become who you are and a founder of Orilogy right now. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question for you. So since Orilogy is actually, I would say, a very unique name for your business.
Yes.
And do you ever imagine where you were a dietitian and you'd be running your own company as if right now?
Yeah. Oh.
Have you ever imagined?
That's actually quite a few questions in one. Number one would be, as a dietitian, have I ever imagined running a business myself?
Yes.
Actually, yes. So funny story is that in university, right, we had one semester where we had a short course about business entrepreneurship, which was really interesting because we're in a medical school, right? We don't expect that, but it was really fun. And of all the exams, that was the easiest A I've ever gotten in my life. It was because it was very interesting. It was something different. Normally we talk about biology, we talk about cells, we talk about food so much.
Nutrition and everything.
Right, nutrition and everything. And all of a sudden, we had a short semester where everyone just have to go, okay, you're given a virtual budget of 10,000 ringgit and start something and make money out of it. So it was like suddenly we're thrown into a very different environment where we have to be creative, where we can imagine things that doesn't exist. And it was very liberating, it was very fun. So that was where I had a little bit of a thought that perhaps I would not be a dietitian for long.
Okay.
I would eventually start my own business. And Orilogy came about because it was something that I needed at that time. I had really bad eczema flare-up since 2016. I had eczema all my life, but the worst flare-up of my life started in 2016. And at the time, I've seen so many doctors. My fingers cannot count how many doctors I've seen. And I felt very hopeless because I remember one doctor telling me, girl, no hope one. No cure one.
Okay, how bad was your eczema back then? I always curious. I mean, a bit curious actually.
Yeah.
How bad was your eczema?
It was quite bad. It covered my entire body, my scalp all the way down to my toe.
Yes.
Yeah, so I could barely move without feeling like my skin's falling apart.
Then were you on a strict diet, like for you to overcome your eczema and everything?
I started actually for when I was young lah. It was the solution that was given to me was very simple. Just take medication, take steroid, apply steroid cream. Yeah, so when the doctor told me, girl, no hope one lah, take meds for life, that's where I was like, okay, I need to do something different.
Yeah, because it's actually not good for you to rely on medications for your whole entire life, right?
Exactly, and at the time I was 24. So I felt like I was given a death sentence. I was like, you're telling me at 24 I need to take meds my whole life. I couldn't accept it, but at the same time I was like, you know what, I need to do something about it. So coming back to like my previous journey of understanding how important health is, and thankfully I had a bit of knowledge in my university day as a dietitian, so I slowly changed my life along the way, starting with diet.
Yeah.
I did a very intensive, very elaborated food sensitivity test. And I didn't know much at the point of time. I don't really know what to do. But I saw the test. I had 40 over food items that was in the red list. You know, like the traffic light, the red list,
right, yeah.
40 over food items. So I was like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. But this is the only report that's in front of me right now. And
You have to work about it, right?
if I have to avoid 40 over foods, then I avoid 40 over foods.
Then you actually avoid 40 over foods
Overnight, yes.
until now.
Overnight.
So what are some of the food that you actually avoid for you
So-
to have a very strict diet?
It was, thankfully I'm not so strict anymore because I'm seeing a lot of improvement, but I was very strict for at least 3 to 4 years. Some of the foods, very weird one. It's like cashew.
Cashew nut.
It was peas, you know the green peas?
Yes.
It was almond, if I remember correctly. It was soy.
So technically, it's all forms of nuts then.
It's actually a lot more. There are some vegetables that I couldn't eat as well. I remember on the list there was tomato too. So it's very odd. Like to me, that list had no trend. It's just a lot of foods and 40 over items. Suddenly I was like, what can I eat?
How about protein? Are you allergic to any meat, any seafood? Or
I was very lucky. So meat was fine. The only thing I couldn't really touch in the protein category was prawn, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I can eat some meat. Let's start from meat.
Okay.
Eventually, I was like, oh, there are some veggie. Okay, let's start from veggie. So it was a big shock for my social life, for my family, for my friends. Everyone was like, you suddenly cannot eat so many things. What's going on with you? What's wrong with you? Why you cannot come out and have birthday dinner with us anymore? Why you cannot come out and have gathering with us anymore? It was a very difficult 3 to 4 years.
Difficult transition from eating to everything to have 30 to 40 diets that you have to be on a diet on.
Yes, correct. But because in my head I was like, if it's not this, then it's medication for life.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, no medication for life. So I was like, okay, let's start here first. And then obviously, eventually I discover more wellness routines that I can incorporate it into my lifestyle. So workout was one of it. Getting that sweat out, doing that detox actually helps a lot. And then later on, I also realized that actually getting half an hour of morning sun gives you that boost of vitamin D, which is very good for your immune system. So I started doing that too. So along the side, I tweak and I change, and it's forever on a trial and error journey. for the past 8 years. So strict diet, 3 to 4 years, but from then until right now, it took me 8 years to really feel like I think I keep everything under control already. So it took a while.
Okay, I have a question for you. How do you cope with your, having a severe eczema? It itself can be very mentally exhausting.
It is.
And how do you cope with that? Besides exercising, how do you cope with that? And also strict diet.
I thought about it this morning.
I know, because I'm actually an eczema myself, but I don't think that I'm as severe as you. But I myself think that it's actually a bit draining. So
It
I was
is.
thinking maybe I can learn from you. So here I am. Yeah.
If you have eczema, I really feel you. I thought about it this morning, and honestly, the only thing that really kept me through, apart from some exercising and eating the right food, is choosing me first. Me.
Okay.
Choosing me first. Really, this was something that really got me through very difficult times. I went to, just to give you an example, I went to a family gathering dinner before, and I know my uncle don't mean much. He's trying to make a joke, right? But at that time, there was a lot of things I couldn't eat, and they all know about it. So he jokingly said, "Girl, you can't eat anything also, you come here for what? Come here to sing for us, ah?"
My goodness.
And if at the time I didn't choose me first, I would have given up and just say, "Sorry lah, I eat. I'll just eat." It's a small thing,
Yes, it is.
It's a very small, if you really think about it, it's a very small thing. But the fact that I choose me first, I understand that whatever that I'm doing, I'm not killing anyone, I'm not robbing anyone's money, I'm choosing me first. And that gave me the courage that I'm not doing anything wrong. Therefore, I should stick with it.
So technically what you're doing right now is that you're making yourself happy.
I choose to put myself first, above everyone else, above going to that birthday party, above making decision that will make someone else happy. I choose me first, and that made a lot of other decisions slightly easier. Because a lot of times when we think of simple things like, I want to go on a diet, I need to eat less. That small thing alone sounds very scary if I don't put myself first. But if I put myself first, I think, if I don't eat this, I get less flare up, I can be a lot happier, and because I'm happy, I make people around me happier. So that sequence alone taught me that it's the right thing to put yourself first.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually very interesting. So for people, we're talking about the public. So people who have chronic diseases, how do you tell them to stay positive?
Wow.
What's your advice? What can you tell us? Your key to being very happy and healthy right now?
I think the key thing is, number one, don't overanalyze things. I feel like that, because I'm an overthinker. So every single time I have to make a decision or I have to do things that are new to me, I will overthink in my head. I'll be like, you know what, give me time. I need to think. I need 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to think. And that creates a lot of fear in you.
Yes, it gives you unnecessary stress.
Because the possibility is endless.
Yes,
you can go very good, you can go very bad. So that alone creates so much stress. I remember there was one, I had to do something that I've never done before, and I sat on my bed and I started having panic attacks. I started sweating just from thinking. So imagine the amount of stress that we are putting ourselves through just from thinking alone. I feel like it should be reduced. However, the duration, it should be reduced. Stop thinking too much and make that one right decision. Okay, I have chronic eczema. I'm in pain. Okay, what's that one right thing I can do today? Okay, today I'm just gonna not work. I'm gonna take a day off and I will nap for 2 hours. I'll just do that one thing first.
Okay.
And then after
so you take one step at a time, right?
One step at a time, really.
Okay.
Just one step. Because that one step will slowly make you realize that, today is easier. Even if it's 5% easier, it's easier. But if I overthink it, I will be stressed for a whole month. I will not have any progress. And I might be too afraid to make any progress. I'll just not make anything at all. So this is me.
So that's how you overcome, and that's basically one of the reasons in order for the public to be, I would say, to stay positive, is that you take one step at a time when it comes to your health.
Absolutely, one step at a time. Yeah, because otherwise I would have done nothing.
I should start doing that too.
Yeah, just little bit. Like it could be a small thing. It's okay. Today I'm going to drink the extra 1 cup of water. That's it. And then by the end of the day, you're like, oh, I drank extra 2 cups of water today. I'm so proud of myself.
You have that self-satisfaction in you once you've succeeded certainly, can?
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's interesting. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions about your business journey.
Sure, sounds good.
So Orilogy is your brand. How do you come up with that name? How do you start with the brand Orilogy in the first place?
Oh, that name, we have changed it like 50 times.
Really?
Okay, I think in order to explain the name, I'll have to explain a little bit of my company culture. My company culture started with this word called originality. And the reason why we chose that is because we realized that a lot of people in our circle, right, you realize who they are in real life, like the ones that are truly themselves versus who they portray to the world. It's very different. It's almost two different human beings. And what we realize is that actually there are a lot of studies that shows that the closer you are to your real self and the person that you portray to the world, the closer you are, the happier you are.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes some people, they feel like, I'm a supermodel, I have to look a certain way, I cannot show that I have a soft side, that kind of thing, right? So they have to be a very different person between who they show to the world and themselves. But if let's say we are able to create a company environment where everyone can be themselves. If you're the person that swears a lot, then you swear lah. If you're the person that very casual, then you're very casual lah. If you're a person you like to glam, then you glam lah. Right? If I can give you an environment that pushes you closer to your true self, you have a higher chance of becoming happy for long. So that's our original company culture, which is originality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So your brand itself actually comes from the name originality.
Correct. Correct.
It's a part of your office culture where you,
Correct.
as a person who works there, you have to show your true colors.
Correct.
Own personal
Exactly.
branding.
Yeah. So it's actually made out of two words: original, philosophy. So the idea that we not only want to create an environment that everyone can be themselves, we also want to create products that are original, things that have never thought before, but we are able to close the market gap. Maybe there are solutions that have never been done before. People have certain concern, but these products are not available. We want to create original products, original ideas to bring out everyone's originality. Ultimately is to just encourage everyone to be happy.
Sounds a very interesting company culture where everyone gets to be themselves without being judged.
Without being judged.
Oh, okay.
So for example, we have no uniform. Yeah, so you literally wear
Very casual
whatever.
Oh wow.
Every day is casual day.
Is there anyone who come with the pajamas on? Just asking.
Sometimes they will do a pajama top and then like a jean bottom.
So it's a mix of
Yeah.
two culture. Alright.
Sometimes they will do that, but they don't do that really often. But what they'll do is they wear things that truly make them comfortable.
So I have a last question for you. How does your personal experience with eczema shapes your understanding and self-care? How does it work about you?
How does eczema shape self-care? I learned to be very gentle with myself. And because I think when eczema was at its worst, I was very angry at myself. And even when I was itchy, right, I scratched very hard. And it's like I'm angry at my own body. And I scratch until it will bleed. And obviously that's not going to be good for any healing at all. So eventually I learned that I need to be very gentle, everything very soft, and I keep things very simple. Even my skincare routine, there's like 3, maximum 4 products during the day, and that's it. I try to keep things very simple. I keep things very gentle, and I think I learned to be very, very, very gentle with myself, because for the longest time I just felt like this is my fault. I'm very angry at myself. Why me? Why this? So I was always very angry, and I realized that again, being angry, it does absolutely nothing to you. It only makes you more stressed. So I think just being gentle and accept the fact that every single day your body is doing its best to keep you survive, to keep you happy, to keep you healthy. Your body is already doing its best. So your mind will also have to help your body do its best just by being gentle to itself. I think that it's easier said than done.
So technically what's happening is you love yourself. Self-love is important.
Yeah.
You need to build that confidence yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be very gentle with yourself.
You have to be very gentle with yourself, and knowing that if you are, no matter what decision you make, if you choose to do good for your body will do good for you. It will eventually learn to heal itself. It will do its best to love you back. And I think I can really feel that right now, that I know my body is working really hard to heal all the scars, to try to be healthy, to give me enough energy, things like that. It sounds very like, cannot see, cannot feel kind of thing, but it's really there. Yeah.
So it all goes back to mental health then. You have to love yourself.
100%. Mental health is absolutely everything.
So thank you so much, Charlotte. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for giving your valuable insight and telling us your journey and experience on how to be an eczema survivor, mental health educator or something like that throughout your life. And thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having me too.
Yes. Okay, so don't forget, tune in to IQI Global channel to watch the full episode. Okay? And catch this podcast on Spotify. Bye guys!